What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to episode 39 of the Daily Dose Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This podcast is sponsored by Jackpack LLC, 1GM Construction, as well as Complete Solutions LLC. Tap in with us for all your roofing, remodeling, and construction needs in Albuquerque and the surrounding areas. Going to be a great episode today, guys. This is my backup mic. Something happened with my mic. I'll have a new one by next episode. So bear with me if it's not perfect. Got a lot to go over. There was a great boxing card from the weekend. The UFC card, obviously. No fights this weekend. The following, we have the big December pay-per-view. Lots of current topics, though. Let's get right into it, guys. UFC Qatar. We're going to give a recap on that. Let's pull up the fights here. Obviously, the main event went exactly how I thought it was going to. On the prelims, Nicholas Dalby had a great split. It was a split decision, but it was a good fight overall. Alex Perez got submitted. That was pretty crazy. Ilia Toporia's brother had a unanimous decision. It's tough. Obviously, when your brother's Ilia Topuria, he's pretty good. He's not necessarily a champ or blowing your hair back. Doesn't mean he can't get there, but yeah, I mean he got it done. That's the most important part. Luke Riley, I believe that was Patty the Baddie's teammate. His UFC debut had a nice KO. Then you got to the main card and you got Kyoji Horiguchi, of course, the legend at flyweight. He called out Alexander Pantoja. He had a beautiful technical submission. At heavyweight, you had Waldo Cortez Acosta stepping in on days' notice. This guy's a heavyweight monster. First round KO. That's a bad dude. One of the benefits of being a heavyweight, obviously you don't have to cut weight and, you're just training, ready to go. So great performance by him. Jack Hermanson got KO'd. That one was pretty bad and unexpected. Volkan No Time Uzdemir had a beautiful KO as well. I had picked Alonzo Menefield for a good underdog pick, but obviously I was wrong there. In the co-main event, Ian put you to sleep. Machado Garry, in the sense of put the fans to sleep. I mean, he wins the decisions, you know what I mean? He uses his length. He does what he has to do. He's not super entertaining, though. He's not going to blow your hair back. Gets a win over Bilal Muhammad. So, shout-outs to him. Got to give him his credit. Arman Tsarukyan. Goodness gracious. I don't know if Hooker stole something from him. No, I mean, honestly, that's how I thought it was going to go. Tsarukyan's a monster on the ground. And that's always been kind of Hooker's downfall. It was funny. I saw his, post-fight interview the next day, and he was saying that now his new goal is just to crush dreams for up-and-comers. He's not going to be a world champ, but he said he'll ruin as many dreams as he can. So that's pretty funny as far as, he's a good sport. He loves it. He gives it his all. But, yeah, tough night. That's kind of his kryptonite, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Something interesting on Dan Hooker I was thinking about before the fights is if you're watching his pre-fight interviews, he's confident. He's saying he's going to beat Arman and win and this and that. And deep down, he has to know that in his heart of hearts, what happened was going to happen, right? So I just more so mean it's interesting. That's mentally strong to put that aside, to make the walk, to come out there and compete. So, shout outs to Dan Hooker and people in that position that know they're going up against their kind of kryptonite or their worst attribute, and they still go in there and give it their all. So shout outs to him. He's always entertaining. We'll always support him. Arman Tsarukyan was celebrating by eating some Camel. Now, I know that's a thing over there. I seen Alexander Volkanovski do the same thing. My only thing is, guys, can we use a fork or something, Everybody's just making out with their fingers, digging back into the meat, the rice. Hell no. That's a no-go for me. I'm sure the meat might be good, but I don't want Buddy making out with his fingers and then grabbing some camel meat that I might. Yeah, that's a no-go, guys, but definitely interesting. Now, Ian Garry and Khamzat Chimaev almost get into an altercation backstage. Khamzat was there with Arman. It was pretty interesting. At first, it looked like they were just conversating. Everything was all good. And then Khamzat just flipped the switch, shoved him. It was pretty crazy. Ian didn't know how to take it. He was kind of saying some stuff in his interview. Buddy, Khamzat will maul you. I don't know what to tell you. Khamzat maybe this and that, but he will absolutely maul you, buddy. Something I don't know if you guys saw, it was announced Tyrone Woodley versus Anderson Silva on that Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua card. That's interesting. Obviously, Woodley was never a big striker. We saw kind of what happened with Jake. Anderson's, got to be 50 years old damn near by now. So I expect it to be just a little interesting spectacle. I don't expect anyone to get hurt or knocked out, but it's kind of a entertaining fight, if you will. We'll see how that goes. If it's just boxing, even at this age, I'll probably take Anderson Silva by unanimous decision. Now, guys, I've addressed this a few times. A lot of people that just don't understand fighting or how it works or what happens when you put the work in. Again, someone like Jake Paul, who's been dedicated for 6-7 years at the highest level, top nutritionist, trainers, he should be pretty good, guys. He's not as good as some other people would be, right? Because there's plenty of pro fighters that are married, full-time job, this and that, and still get past that level. And there's some that don't. So he's better than some think. He's not as good as some think. He falls kind of right in that middle. He works hard. And yeah, I mean, your average person who talks shit on him on the couch would probably get their ass whooped. So it is what it is. Love it or hate it, guys. Something I've been wanting to address because I've been talking to more and more people is how hard it is to actually fix a fight, guys. I was talking with a friend of mine and they didn't know that you cannot put in a contract that we're going to fix this fight, that so-and-so is going to win, whatever it may be. The reason is because you can't bet on a fight that you already said was going to be fixed. It wouldn't be legal. It wouldn't work like that. So what you guys are referring to would be behind the scenes, people agreeing to throw the fight, this and that. And again, think about if how many people knew, if anybody knew that Jake Paul was throwing fights, how many haters he has. You don't think someone would want to bring that to the public eye. So as we saw the couple times it's happened in the UFC, people get busted and it does not go well, guys. So yeah, I think it's a lot more complex and harder than people actually think. A pretty good fight announcement. We had Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios for one of the titles at 147. Obviously, Devin just won the belt at 147, so that could be a potential matchup. That was a great card over the weekend. We had Bam Rodriguez getting a big win. Devin Haney does what he does. He looked like he had a little more power at 47. He got the early knockdown. Other than that, he did his usual thing. David Benavidez beat Anthony Yarder like he stole something from his mother. 18-piece combo in the corner with one hand. Ended up stopping him. I mean, that one was just absolutely insane. So there was Abdullah Mason had a good win, kind of a dogfight, had to dig deep. So overall, pretty good card both ways in boxing and in MMA for the weekend. Like I said, unfortunately, there's no cards coming up, but after that, we'll have the big card out in Vegas. So rumors are going around that Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez rematch is being negotiated. Of course, for Crawford, he's probably like, easy money, let's go all night. As just a spectator, analyst, breaking it down, however you want to, slice it, whatever it may be, I just don't know if there's anything Canelo could change or do to make that fight different. I just think he didn't expect it at all, and he just didn't realize, and a lot of people didn't truly respect Terrence Crawford's level. So I think in the rematch, the fight can go very, very similar, even easier, right? Crawford has all the confidence. He knows what he did, whereas Canelo has, way more pressure in that situation. So last week, guys, Tekashi 6ix9ine's house got robbed. I'm almost 95% it was one of those island boys. That's crazy. He was on a video saying, that's not right and this isn't cool and blah, blah, blah. And I agree with him. But, buddy, you got to realize this. After what you did, people don't play by the rules with you, man. If you were a normal rapper and you never violated a normal person, whatever it may be, when you snitched and did all the wild stuff and talk all reckless you throw the rules and regulations right out the window, my boy. So I don't agree by any means, but you should be way smarter than that. Have security. Your head should be on a swivel at all times, buddy. Some other breaking news we had in the NBA scandal. It looks like the NBA and the FBI and everybody are currently in the process of working out a plea deal. I'll definitely be curious to see who they snitch out, how it goes, who ends up going to prison, if anybody. Definitely crazy, guys. Like I was just saying, it's not as easy as you think. Maybe it was going on for a little bit, but people were watching, and now it is all unfolding. So it's not worth it, guys. I don't know what entices or what makes people do this, the money, whatever it is. You could not pay me. I saw a video of Busta Rhymes performing in a latex red dress. I don't know what he's thinking, what's going on. I don't get why dudes do this. I would never touch any amount of money and wear a dress. I do not give a shit. You guys are tripping. So that one was a bit disappointing. Busta Rhymes is always a legend, and you know you don't want to see someone like that. Now, what in the Florida, guys? People in Florida are just different. Four men were arrested and accused of trying to cash in a $27 million check. Not 100, not 1,000, not 270,000. Dog, people in Florida go to the banks and try and cash out the craziest amounts of money. Probably pull up in a car that barely works. It's a bad idea, guys. It's not going to go good at all. There's a viral story going around. Former Canadian Olympic snowboarder is currently on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list. It's pretty crazy, guys. He basically was a pro snowboarder, went kind of MIA, and then it pops up that he's basically like one of the top, drug carriers. Some of the people on the investigations and stuff I was watching were referring to him as a modern day Pablo Escobar. I'm like, that's crazy. Supposedly, besides the drugs and stuff, he's currently wanted on he ordered the hits of a couple federal witnesses. Supposedly, he's down there, kind of hiding out in Mexico, protected by the Sinaloa cartel. Ryan Wedding is his name. Absolutely crazy. They should definitely come out with like a documentary on it. Went from Olympic pro snowboarder to one of the biggest drug carriers, sending kilos up from from Colombia into Mexico, into California, up into Canada. Just crazy. What a story. So we'll see kind of how that unfolds if they do end up capturing him. But yeah, stuff like that is crazy. Now, speaking of illegal behavior, Future's brother, oh buddy, Future's brother was arrested. His house in Georgia was raided, and they found 21 kilos of fentanyl plus 380,000 cash. Now, guys, he's probably going to snitch. And most of you are like, oh, what? Oh, my God. Yes, guys, more than likely he's going to snitch. If not, with that amount of fentanyl in Georgia, he will be doing a hefty sentence. So we'll see what happens, even with Future and whatever lawyer he may get. He's probably going to have to snitch, guys. That is a mess up, buddy. That is a lot of fentanyl. So we'll see what happens there. There's a viral video going around of Chrisean Rock wiping her nose and then wiping it on her baby. CPS, come get this lady's kid. Who even let him have a kid? That person, she be making, I don't even know if she's human all the way. She be grunting and making noises. She's like a damn creature or something. You know what I mean? That video was diabolical. So I don't know what's up with that. Fiji's co-founder, Pras Michael, sentenced to 14 years. It's this big old case. You guys can look into it to get the details, but crazy. A member of the Fijis, everybody loved it. Great group. A lot of people thought he was a good guy, but I've been seeing things where people behind the scenes are like, yeah, I've been telling you guys. So that's pretty crazy. 14 years, especially at that age. That's going to be a long time. Now, this pastor, I believe in like South Africa. Let me pull this up real quick because this stuff is getting crazy. I'm like, I don't know. This is where the religion thing kind of goes too far sometimes, where people just take people's word. Now, this prophet, I believe the prophet in South Africa, something like that, supposedly has been fasting for 9 years. Look at my face, guys. Fasting for 9 years, buddy. Stop that. You've eaten in 9 years. He said he's still going to keep fasting till 2056. People think he's this unreal. Like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, guys. That's where you guys take it too far. Buddy has definitely 110% not been fasting for 9 years. And I'm sorry. I know people are going to come at me. That's going to hurt your feelings. It's not happening. Sorry, guys. Now, something interesting, crazy, sad, ton of words to put behind it. Basically, the current welterweight Cage Warriors champ, Justin Burlington, flies out to Qatar on his own money, makes weight, is there just in case to be a backup for the UFC. He goes to the pre-fight press conference, pleads his case. I don't even know if Dana was there, honestly. supposedly he said he spent the next 3 months of his rent. So if he doesn't get signed to the UFC, he's going to be homeless. Now, I get chasing your dreams and this and that. And I mean, if you want to take the risk, but as far as I know, Buddy hasn't got signed to the UFC. So you better start enlisting some couches, buddy. I mean, chase your dream. But goodness, guys, come on. Be a little more strategic than that. It could be clickbait, but if you actually end up on your couch, that was a dumb decision, buddy. Now, something interesting, or people could hate. It could just be a particular reason, but a video has been going around of Lil Tjay performing at Applebee's. Ouch, buddy! Like I said, hopefully it's for a family friend or something. People are getting on to him that he fell off and this and that. And yes, I would say if he's actually doing that for financial gain, he can't be getting too much. So hopefully it's for a particular reason. I don't like to kick people when they down or prey on people's downfall. It's just been circulating around, so I just kind of putting my take on it. Great episode today, guys. We went over all the fights from this past weekend. Tons of current topic. As always, we're going to get out of here on the message of the week. Stop taking advice from people that have never done anything. I don't even care if they have a degree in something. If they've never actually made money, put something to work, if they're giving you this diet plan and they're super out of shape, if they're giving you financial advice and they're broke, that doesn't make any sense, guys. Find someone, whether you know them in person or you follow them online or whatever it may be, that is living a lifestyle that you want, that is achieving things you want to achieve. Study them, and they already put it out, the mold out there, the blueprint out there. But yeah, there's too many what ifs and supposedly and theory people. That doesn't mean shit in the real world, guys. Keep that in mind. So, great episode. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 39 of the Daily Dose Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Pressure is privilege. Store is live on TikTok. Get you some hoodies or some shirts. Appreciate all the support. Complete Solutions LLC is my personal company. If you're here in Albuquerque, you need some painting, remodel work, tap in. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.